Yo, so I'm going to be doing this challenge where I'm turning £10,000 into 100,000. I'm just going to be documenting my progress, obviously, so I can look back on, and you guys can also see how I'm able to either make money or lose money when it comes to investing. And obviously, I'm going to be as transparent as possible. And how I'm actually going to be able to do this, I'm just simply going to be using an app called Trading 212. It's on the App Store, it's easy to use. You simply download, and then you're able to obviously buy stocks and sell stocks as well. It's such a simple thing to do. So I'm just going to show you guys how I'm actually going to do this. And a couple things as well before I actually get on to what I'm going to be doing and what the series is actually going to be about. A couple things about myself. So the main thing that I actually do is I do a thing called reselling. Obviously, I'm buying products for a low price and then I'm selling them for much more, which is obviously quite simple. And it's where the majority of my money is actually going to come from to fund this, because I'm going to need to deposit quite a bit to actually reach my 100k in the goal that I want to do as well. Another thing as well, I do currently have a job. I earn only about 550 a month, but the only thing about me, all of my money, my entire paycheck does go back into investment, so I don't spend any of that. My actual expenses each month are very low, so I'm able to put all my money back into my portfolio, all of my money into investments, buying something either to buy stock or something to improve my business. Like I bought the new MacBook, new Meta, new iPhone, anything like that. Money isn't really spent anywhere that isn't going to better myself. And the last thing as well, I am on my final year of college, so a lot of my investments are higher risk. So nothing that I am going to say is financial advice, obviously, as I'm still learning. And just I've been doing investing now for about 4 years. I think I started when I was about 13. I made my first trade. I bought Tesla at a really low price, and obviously I didn't hold it because I was quite young. I took profit very early, but it's kind of where I started, and I realized there's money to be made online. It's simple, obviously. I don't know what's happening, but I use my own knowledge, and obviously I'm improving at it to actually get better investing. So I'm going to be doing this challenge as well, just to kind of see for myself how actually quickly I'm able to hit this 100k. So there's a couple rules that I'm actually going to be setting myself. So I'm actually going to be able to hit this. I'm going to deposit a minimum of £3,000 into my account each month. So obviously, because I'm setting this rule, it's going to make sure I'm saving enough to actually deposit this amount. And another thing as well, that's just going to be a minimum. I'm going to aim for some months to put a lot more than that. As I think I did the maths correct, I would have to get a percentage wise an increase of 7% every single month to hit the 100k goal in the 18 months, which I want to do if I only put £3,000 in. But that's just kind of a minimum, because there's going to be a couple months where obviously my spending is going to be higher if I'm abroad or anything like that. But I'm going to make sure I've still got £3,000 that I'm putting in my portfolio, so obviously it continues to grow. And the next thing as well, all the money that I do earn, it's just going to be from investments. I'm not trading on leverage. I'm not doing anything complicated. I'm just buying and selling stocks. It's not day trading, anything like that. I'm buying and then holding and then selling on at a later date. And the other thing as well, as I said, I'm only going to give myself 18 months to do this, which is obviously quite a hard challenge. But I'm going to try and increase my deposits quite a lot later on down the line, as obviously my money's only going to increase. I'm only going to end up making more, and it's not actually going to decrease. So in the long run, I'm always going to be able to put more money into my account. So how I'm actually going to plan on doing this is, and this is more about what the stocks I'm actually going to buy and everything like that. I have always gone for high risk stocks, which people consider, which is usually American technology stocks. But the thing is, with like Nvidia, Tesla, and stuff like that, Google as well, which is one of my main holdings in my other portfolio, I don't really consider these higher risk, but I know a lot of people do. But the ones more specifically, which I'm counting as higher risk, are American technology stocks that are lower market cap, and they usually are very volatile. So recently I've been doing on this, and anyone who knows on this, it has gone absolutely like flying recently. I think it's done 50% in a month, and obviously I did quite well on this. I sold well maybe just above $10. So anyone knowing that stock, I missed out on a lot of money, but I did buy in early, and I kind of did just want to take profits. But obviously I did take profits way too early and I missed out on a lot. But that's what you learn from, and obviously for the next time I buy a stock, I will hopefully be a little bit more patient and not take out profits as quick as well. And another thing as well, patience is such an important thing, because especially when I'm buying these stocks will decrease in value sometimes. There was some points in my last time when I was actually building this 10k portfolio for this challenge, I was down at some point 40%, which obviously is a large amount and there's a large amount of risk involved, but I ended up being positive in my portfolio simply because of patience. And what I actually mean as well, reducing my average cost when the stock drops that doesn't mean I'm selling. It doesn't mean I'm panicking. I'm buying more, because if I have faith in a stock, unless there's some major news, I'm not going to change my plan, which is something I always do. I set a plan when I'm actually buying a stock, and I stick to it, because if you don't stick to stock, if you let your emotions get ahead of you, which a lot of people will do, and it's understandable, I have done myself, you're going to end up losing money in the long run. You may get lucky 1 or 2 times, but in the long run, you're always going to be unsuccessful with this. And another thing as well, which I will be trying to do, and this is just because it's not really something that I would recommend, because you can easily mess it up and lose money, which I have done. But because of the returns that I need, I will be taking profits when I think we're reaching quite an all-time high, maybe in the short run, and trying to buy back, re-entering at cheaper positions whenever I actually can, just to increase the amount of shares that I actually have. So when the stock does go higher in the long run, I will actually be making a lot more money. And one of the other important things, one of the main reasons why I'm trying to do this, I'm obviously trying to show you guys how investing can actually make money, but I'm also trying to be transparent that nothing's kind of a get rich quick scheme. If I'm losing money, I will be showing that there are negatives to everything, there are going to be mistakes, and no matter how much money I do make, I'm prepared to take this risk. I'm prepared to lose that £10,000, come out with completely zero, because that is money that I'm prepared to risk. And I wouldn't recommend for people, if you're going to invest in higher technology stocks, just because you've seen maybe I've been successful with someone else, you've got to be prepared that that's not always going to be the case. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. There could be a recession for all I know, and obviously I end up losing anything, everything. The AI crash could happen, and a lot of the stocks that I am going to buy, I will just end up losing that, which obviously isn't ideal, but I'm prepared for that. And that's what I kind of say to people. If you don't want to take that major risk, go for something safe, go for an ETF, something like that. So you're not as worried, you're not paranoid, and you're not checking the stocks every single day to see how much you've lost or how much you've gained. You kind of just need to leave it alone and let it do its own thing. So what I'm actually investing in, and what kind of high risk stocks do I mean? So I made this presentation about a week or two ago, and if anyone does follow the stock market, these 3 stocks have absolutely flaws. As I said on this, when I was talking about buying on this, the price was much lower. ALTS, maybe ALT5S, something like that. I think it had a 30% day, which was before I made the presentation. And I'm not a genius. I didn't know it was going to have that. It was pure luck in the end of the day. Rich Tech Robotics has done very well as well. But it's just kind of an example of the higher risk stocks, which I actually mean. But it's how I'm actually planning to balance my portfolio. And this is more in the long run, because in my first couple months, more than likely, when my money's actually low and I'm still building it, 100% of it will be into more high risk stocks. And then as I build up more, I'm going to reduce it to a kind of 75-25% ratio. And by I mean safer stocks. I don't mean the S&P 500, nothing like that. I kind of will move it into companies like Nvidia, like Google, like Meta, ones that I still see that there's going to be growth in. Maybe not Meta, actually. I don't think that's the best example. I will do my own research before obviously buying stuff. And people won't consider this safer stocks, but compared to the other stocks that I'm buying, these will be much safer examples. But yeah, I will do another video where I'm explaining exactly what I'm buying, what prices I'm buying, and then obviously I can update you from that. But I haven't actually gone through and decided. I'm just making this video now, obviously, as a guide, and then I'm going to go through, do my own research, and show you guys what actually is the reasons why I'm going to buy a stock, what makes me think that this stock's going to increase in price, and what price do I actually think it's going to hit. So then if it does hit, then obviously I can see if it's correct, and if it doesn't, I can see how far I'm off. So I'm going to plan to update this one in the next couple of days. Then after that, I'll probably do a monthly update, I think, of how my portfolio is actually performing. I'll speak about how much each stock has gone up or gone down, and how much I've actually been able to deposit that month, and where I've actually put that money. And then yeah, so obviously stay tuned for that. And if you are interested, obviously subscribe, like, everything like that would always be appreciated. And I am dropping other stuff as well, reselling based. I am still going to be doing reselling, as that's my main thing. But I thought I would just do investing to show you guys where a lot of my money has come from, and what I'm actually moving into in the future. As obviously I'm not just doing reselling forever, I am kind of going to be doing other stuff as well. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it.